Hey everyone, I am joined here today with Nick Chai, who finished first place at the Store Champs in what location?
La Estrella.
Okay, downtown Chicagoland area. How you doing today, Nick?
I'm doing great.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we're just gonna jump straight into it. Why did you run Emerald Steel today for your set championships?
Well, the whole reason was week one, I saw Diablo, thought it was a great power card. It's one of the few cards I bought the singles right away because I felt it would go up in price, right? And so once I committed to that, it's the only single I've bought my entire time during playing Lorcana, aside from Rapunzel, right?
Okay.
So once I committed to that, I felt I had to play the deck just to utilize it.
Nice. Okay. What were your matchups like throughout the event?
So as an Emerald Steel player, one of the most oppressive decks is Blue Steel. So I ran against Blue Steel, round one, ran against Red Blue, Red Purple, Blue Steel again, and then in the top four was Red Blue, Red Blue.
Wow. Okay. So pretty good matchup spread throughout there. Well, we're gonna keep it short and sweet. We'll just go straight ahead and feel free to showcase the deck.
All right. So obviously we have our standard one drops. We have the one drop Diablo. It's a great power card because you get to get hand information right away, and it's a shift target. So it's one of the engines of the deck. You play it on the play, and it's follow up with the one drop Robin Hood as another option to shift into the 5-drop Robin Hood later on.
Sure.
So you got your standard 8. You have 2 hidden coves. This is key for the mirror, key to get Diablo out of brawl range, key to get Ursula out of brawl range, right? Get that one extra strength to take down annoying locations or annoying characters, right? So, or 1 health to dodge, grab your swords.
What turn would you usually play this? It just kind of depends on the board state and all that.
Depends on the board state, depends on who I play against, right? I have played it turn 2. If Diablo, I see a brawl in their hand, I'll play it turn 2 to pump up Diablo right away so I can shift while dodging the brawl, right?
Okay.
Or if I see that they're on babooms, right? That's another way to protect the Diablo from getting killed right away. If they're running Smash, if they're running higher level things, right, it becomes Ink, so that's a great utility of it. Or you keep it in hand for later on if you're afforded the luxury of doing so to really change the board state if they're not accounting for that 1 extra strength. It helped me in my red-purple matchup in a different tournament where I was able to use it to take out Castle cleanly and then still had enough strength to wipe their board.
Nice. Very cool.
Okay, here's a card everyone hates, right? You know, we all know who it is. It's Mr. Bucky, the Diabolical Squirrel. So obviously, turn 2 play, you mulligan hard for Bucky, no matter what the matchup is. You don't quest with him unless you're absolutely certain they don't have rush that could punish you.
Okay.
You notice Red Blue is now teching in more Queen of Hearts to stymie that extra lore that people are being cheeky with, right? You gotta be careful of Madam Fox on turn 3 in Red Purple, Maui with 5 ink, so if you're playing Red Blue, they could get to Maui much sooner. So just gotta be careful questing with them. You basically don't want to tap them.
How many games did you play where you didn't see Bucky in your opening hand?
I probably played about 2 or 3 games. Luckily, opponent also drew bad, right? You know, so
okay.
I was able to pull some of those out.
Got it.
He is key to the deck, but there are other lines that he can use to win.
Sure.
So then you have your 4-drop Ursulas. So this is another way to get hand advantage if you hand information if you don't get that Diablo up front. You're playing red blue, nice to snag the 1 jump, stall them from getting up to 5, 6, right? 5, 6, 7. You don't want them to come down here on turn 3. Other way is save it right before they're about to play Be Prepared. Very key card against the red-purple matchup, or in the mirror in case you peg your opponent on Grab Your Swords. Definitely in Blue Steel, you want to stymie either Whole New World or Grab Your Sword. You don't want them refilling their hand. Same thing against Steel Song.
Sure.
So we have 3 Sudden Chills. Cut from 4 because it's a bad top deck. You know, mid-game, if your plan is going properly, they don't have any cards to discard, right?
Right.
If it's going badly, they have too many cards to discard, right? So it's an awkward mid-game. It's a great early game card if you compare it with Ursula.
Gotcha.
Now, unlike some decks, I'm only running 3 of each because that late game potential is an awful top deck, right? And
Sure.
despite the draw potential of Diablo and Beast in this deck, you are going to be in top deck state because your opponents are running a lot of anti-Diablo hate. You're seeing Teeth Inhibitions come back. You're seeing Rush Peter Pan in the red-purple deck. You're seeing Minnie Mouse Evasive,
Sure.
being used to take care of Diablo, right?
Right.
But Booms everywhere. So your draw advantage isn't going to be key unless you get, hit the nuts.
Yeah.
Ursula is key because she could do Sun and Chill, right? So you can snag 2 cards with it. Or you could do Strength of a Raging Fire to get board control.
Okay.
Or you could do Let the Storm Rage On to get board control and draw 2 cards, right?
Yeah.
So you get Ursula plus Let the Storm Rage On. That replaces this, both cards right there. Gets you card advantage and develops the board state.
Nice.
Then we have Aladdin. This is key against those item decks. You like to see them turn 3. On the play, especially against red-blue, they drop Fishbone Quill. They only get 1 turn out of it.
Sure.
They're not able to get as much effectiveness out of their heroes or their items. On the flip side, though, late game, it's a bit, it's an okay body.
Right.
Doesn't really develop the board much. It does dodge Brawl, Susceptible Medusa. Medusa's not really going to target it. But it's a 3-cost Floodborn, and that's key with the Bucky. If you're not going Bucky, Benja's the better 3-cost because it has 2 lore.
Okay.
And it could kill on play.
On play, right.
And then Bucky's partner,
It's fine.
Maybe it is fine.
Diablo, the new 3-cost Floodborn. You get to draw whenever it's exerted when you're on your opponent's turn when they draw. It's card advantage, it's evasive. It will see a lot of hates, right? So if people aren't playing against Diablo, their decks aren't teched against M-Steel. One of the interesting things is you're looking at the Chicago meta. The Chicago meta is actually moving a little away from M-Steel. You're seeing more red-blue here, red-purple, and blue
Real
steel.
quick, in your opinion, what's a little bit more troubling, the Bucky or the Diablo card?
It's the pairing of the two. You're seeing Diablo used in red and green-purple, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as oppressive, right?
Right.
And because it's easy to remove, it's just a 2/2 body, on 3, shift on turn 2, right?
A lot of targets for Diablo.
A lot of answers to Diablo.
Mm-hmm.
Bucky, unfortunately, you're very limited to steel with Avalanche, Grab Your Sword, Tinkerbell, or you use Trident, right?
Yep.
Pick a fight,
Pick a
right?
fight.
So I saw one of my opponents this past weekend was using Tinkerbell plus Pick a Fight, and
Wow, okay.
he got my Bucky and my Diablo in one
Oh,
swing
man.
there, so
Okay.
that felt bad.
Right.
But it's a 2-card combo. If they're dedicating cards to that, it makes them weaker to the field.
Sure.
Diablo also is 3-cost, so he gets to sing all those songs that I just talked about.
Right.
Then we have Jafar,
Nice.
4-drop Floodborn, decent body at 4, right? Banish a character, draws a card, 3/4, dodges Brawl, right? And helps develop the board state. Can sing Zeus.
Okay.
You got 2 Flins. So I saw some decks that run more aggressive on Flins.
Ability is kind of...
The uninkability scares me. Against a lot of the meta decks where they have a lot of card draw, he becomes a dead card.
Right.
Right. So if they have 3 cards in hand and he's only questing for 1,
Sure.
he's not really advancing the board, right? So
Yep.
it's a way to catch up when you're behind on lore because this deck is slow on lore, right?
Sure,
It's
sure.
a grind out deck aside from Flynn Rider.
A lot of them are just questing for 1, so you need some aggressive lore.
Yep. So I do feel like I need it in the deck, but I didn't want to go more than 2.
Yeah, it's a good number.
Robin Hood, great card since Inklands. Shift with the Robin Hood, 3/6 body. Gain 2 lore on Banish. Draw a card when it dies to a challenge.
Okay.
Problem is you gotta be careful of those those Mauis out there.
Yeah.
It takes it out and the Maui stays alive. Got Zeus. I only run 2 of. It's probably one of the ones where I'm thinking of cutting down to 1, but you're seeing red purple come back with locations. So it's one of the few location removals. Kills Beast, kills Tinkerbell, right? So a lot of those troublesome cards. You notice the power of the Emerald Steel deck is on the low side, right?
Sure.
So that's why Blue Steel does punch through Emerald Steel as the matchup favorability, right? So you need some power with it.
Right.
Like I said, it's singleable with Jafar, singleable with Flynn, but the uninkable doesn't help.
Got it. Yep.
You got 4 beasts. I run 4 of. I've seen some decks run 3 of. I felt like I just needed the card draw because I know Diablo is going to get taken out. I need to get into my card draw with beasts.
Okay.
So he's still a threat. You see people try use those babooms to ping him, right? Tinkerbell to ping him. So he's getting caught in the crossfire on that. But if you could get him and keep him for a couple turns, it's great.
Right.
On the flip side, you also might want to sneakily ping him yourself if you're playing a location deck. He could take out Hiram when he has the damage on him, right? He could take out locations. So he could become one of your high strength, high power challengers.
Yeah, yeah. Multi-use, so.
I play 2 We Don't Talk About Brunos. It's great if you get them in the top deck mode, right?
Sure.
It feels more awkward if you're not there. It's singleable by Beast, singleable by Robin Hood, Tink. And it's one of the few things that can remove those high willpower characters. Tamatoa is rough to get rid of without using Bruno.
Target, yep.
Run 3 Tinks. This kills the Bucky. Another great Floodborn. Been awesome since set 1.
Sure.
4 or 5 bodies, so dodges Medusa. One of the few cards in this deck that dodges Medusa.
Okay.
And Medusa's still everywhere.
Yep.
And then you can also hit something else for 2. So great in the mirror, takes care of the Diablos. You know, so it forces the opponent to think about questing.
Right.
And then the last 2 cards is Hercules.
Wow,
so this is why I take it.
Okay.
Yeah, Hercules.
Hercules.
All right, that is kind of okay.
So Blue Steel is my worst matchup, and Hercules is a Floodborn with resist +2. Early on for a double case tournament, I was trying out Cinderella to take out those Cogsworths, but at 7 she was just a tad bit too slow to get there.
Okay.
If I got her out, she did great, but it cost me an extra card to ink, and if I did not have the card draw right, it was sacrificing my board too much. Sliding down to Hercules, because I saw how often I did get to 6 ink with Tinkerbell.
Sure.
Felt great. I chose him over the other Hercules, which is a 6/5 bodyguard resist +1. Still 2 lore. That one would dodge Zeus, along came Zeus, and survive with 1, right? But the resist +2 is so key. Plus it's Floodborn. So the resist +2 helps the Blue Steel matchup because they're relying on grab your swords. They have Baboom, right? A lot of their characters are underpowered, right? So you're flipping what they're using, the resist, against them.
Sure.
And it makes it so awkward. And so
when you challenge like a Robin Hood, it takes it out.
Yeah, and it still survives, right? Takes out Tink, takes out Beast, right? Helps takes out locations. Especially if you throw it on a cove, right?
Right.
Takes out Castle in 1 hit.
Wow, okay.
So a lot of people, they use their Zeus's early on Beast, use it on Tinkerbells. Hercules comes in, right, and they're not expecting it. And now after this video, maybe they'll expect it.
Who knows?
Luckily, I'm taking off the next 2 weekends, so it doesn't matter for me. But this has been my key matchup. It is why I went 4-0 against Steel in my store championship. They were not expecting it.
This was MVP.
This was my MVP. It did a lot of work. It did a lot of work in the red-blue matchup, too. They weren't running Let It Go's or Hades, right?
Okay.
So Medusa's did nothing to it. They had to get to 9 to play Maleficent, right?
Okay.
Sisu doesn't do anything to it. Ice block, you need 4 ice blocks to get it down to brawl range.
Okay.
So he did a lot of work, and it caught a lot of people off guard, and it's probably the reason I won the store championship.
That's awesome. That is a clean 60 card deck?
Clean 60 card deck. I'm not as crazy as some of the other Chicago people that go plus 60 for their red-blue decks, so I'm standard 60 on that one.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Nick, again. Great performance, especially teching in the Hercules. I don't think a lot of people expected that. You're a great deck builder, too, on top of that, so amazing job. It's always a pleasure having you on here. So we got a few more weekends. Are you going to go to any store champs towards the end of the month?
At the end of the month, yeah, definitely here at Perfect Circle, right? Gotta
defend your championship.
Yeah, but we got all the top 64 Chicago Challenge players that are coming here.
Some
so
Mickey players, Golden Mickey players.
I'll just be happy to be in the same team picture with them, right? So But yes, I'm planning on coming back here for that.
Well, good luck in the future tournaments. I'm sure we'll see you there soon. And for everybody else, we will all catch you on the next one. Peace out.
Have a good one.